With the end of NOO-vember and the start of gentle DEET-cember, let's round up the news from the past unum on today's episode of The Dark Crystal Conjunction. Well, howdy y'all, and welcome to The Dark Crystal Conjunction. I'm your host Jason. This is your YouTube dream space to nerd out about all things The Dark Crystal. So let's dive right into the news. Last month we didn't get any new Dark Crystal comic, but we will be getting it Wednesday, December 4th, 2019. And then just 2 weeks later we will be getting issue 4, dropping December 18th, 2019. Those two comics will close out the first 4-part series of this new Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, the official prequel to the Netflix prequel comic. This part being the quest for the Dual Glaive, which has Ordon, Rian's father, and a young, not yet Madra, Farah, heading out to get the Dual Glaive to protect their village from an Aratham attack. Last month I showed you all the issue 3 variants and issue number 4. Of course, we'll have some variants as well. Not all of them have been pictured as of yet, however. As far as the future of this comic, we know that issues 5 through 8 will be, quote, an all-new arc spotlighting Hup, the heroic Podling from Netflix The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. Introducing a new creative team of writer Adam Cesar and artist French Colomagna, who does the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers currently. Hup is a Podling cook who dreams of being a paladin, and the chivalrous bard Barfinnious comes to Hup's village with tales of former glory. Hup leaves his small town to follow him, but the longer they travel, the more Hup begins to doubt that Barfinnious is truly who he says he is. We also already got 2 issues, number 6 covers, which you can see here, and issue number 6 blur, but I'll save that for our next news show to not be too spoilerish. We did get some info on Broken Toad, who are creating some miniature bust for the Dark Crystal. They did get a license from Jim Henson. They also are doing Labyrinth stuff. As far as we know, it's going to be in a Kickstarter. There's going to be 16 items, so 8 Dark Crystals, 8 Labyrinth. There's a couple clips here, a couple 3D models they have of it. Some of the stuff that's already out, printed, looks great, but I'll just play this little clip here and you can kind of see it for yourself.
We've recently just acquired a license from the Jim Henson company, so we now do figures and busts for both the original 1982 Dark Crystal and Labyrinth from 1986.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we've got a Kickstarter next month starting for these. There'll be 16 sculpts initially on the Kickstarter, 4 busts and 4 figures from each of the 2 films. And then hopefully stretch goals depending on how well that does. And then after the Kickstarter, once that's all fulfilled, then there'll be more figures added to the range for both of them.
It's really exciting.
As far as other figures, nothing too new on the Weta Workshop front, other than an update that the limited edition 1/6 scale figures we talked about over the last several months are indeed available for pre-order now. That includes skekTek the Scientist Skeksis and Brea the Gelfling. Another past news item we've discussed, the traveling Jim Henson Exhibition, Imagination Unlimited, has now moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and runs from November 23rd through April 2020. And yes, this does include the original Jen and Kira puppets. Lots of behind the scenes info, lots of stuff about the Muppets, videos, Fraggles, things like that. So we've talked about this before, so just letting you know that it has moved to a new locale. More updates on past news is another Funko Pop Television The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance figure, the Chamberlain, which is a Target exclusive. It did come out in November. You can check Target.com to get it online or find out which Target closest to you has it. When I was picking up mine, I did notice that they had the paperback edition of Shadows of the Dark Crystal by J.M. Lee, the book, for sale in the store. It looks like you can get the other ones from their online store only, so I wonder if the first book is kind of just a test run to see how it does, and if sales go good, then they'll start including some of those other books. So if you don't have that book yet, I might recommend just going to Target and picking it up there. They list for $9.99. When I went, it was on sale for $7.99, so I picked it up there because my copy I usually get from the library. The other 3 I have in hardback, so I was happy to support the cause and get it for a great deal. Moving on, no new news on the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics video game. It is still officially slated for a 2019 release, and since this is the last month of the year, then it should be dropping any day now. The Nintendo site does show the date of December 31st, 2019, but I'm not sure how accurate that is. I don't know if they just use that date as the catch-all, because in the blurb they have, it just says a 2019 release as well. So the company is still making lots of trailers and putting out pictures and tweeting about the game a lot, but they haven't given an official date of when it's actually coming out. So keep those big Gelfling ears and eyes open for that. Well, not much news. I think that catches us up on everything. I do look forward to what we learn in the upcoming January 2020. But did I miss anything? Dream etch it down below, or just let me know what you are excited about. Oh yeah, there is also the calendar I usually feature. It is the exact same calendar as last year, just the picture order looks different, but that is available for sale as well. I guess that is a new item, but it's just the dates are different is really all. I wish they would put some different pictures up there, because the pictures are beautifully printed, look great, and I would love if it was just different scenes from the Dark Crystal. I'd also love it if they added Age of Resistance scenes from there as well, but same calendar, just order changed a little bit. So, until next time, keep exploring Thra.